All right, what's up, everybody? It's Raphael, and of course, you know I hate people. Um, we are in the third episode of the Bible today. We went through Noah's Ark in the last episode. You know, a lot of names that were hard to pronounce, and I mean a lot. Um, let's see. Oh, we also found out that God made his first mistake ever in life, creating humans. I mean, in the Bible it says he admits to regretting creating humans. So I mean that counts as a mistake, right? Um, there was the ark being made, the flood for 40 days, 40 nights, but the earth stayed flooded for 150 days. Um, let's see what else. Oh yeah, that was the rainbow to signify that God will never flood the entire earth again. Um, yeah. Oh, I forgot. After the flood, Noah had got drunk off wine and woke up pissed off at Canaan. I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna go through another few chapters, hopefully 4 or 5, somewhere in there. I don't know. And from the looks of things, we may be finding Abraham. I don't know. Let me stop trying to jump the gun. I have no idea. We're gonna find out. So let's dig in. All right, chapter 10. This is the account of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's sons, who themselves had sons after the flood. The sons of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, whew, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. We got some names here on this one, so everybody bear with me. I'm gonna continue. The sons of Gomer: Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarma. Togarma. The sons of Javan: Elisha. 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 We're gonna say Elisha. Tarshish, the Ketites, and the Rodanites. In parentheses, in verse 5, it says, "From these the maritime people spread out into their territories by their clans within their nations, each with its own language." So I guess this is where we start developing our own languages, according to the Bible. Um, Verse 6: The sons of Ham: Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush: Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, and Septaka. Septaka. The sons of Rama: Sheba and Dedan. Dedan, something like that. I don't know. Cush was the father of Nimrod, who became a mighty warrior on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. That is why it said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. The first sinners of his kingdom were Babylon, Uruk, Akkad, and Calneh. In Shinar, From that land he went to uh, Assyria, where he built Nineveh. Nineveh. Killer words up in this chapter. Uh, Rehoboth, Kala, and Resin, which is between Nineveh and Kala, which is the great city. Y'all just hang in there. Hopefully we'll be through these words in a minute. They killing me. Egypt was the father of the Ludites, Anamites, Lehabites, Naphtuhites, Pathrusites, Casluhites. In parentheses it says, from whom the Philistines came, close parentheses, and Caphtorites. Canaan was the father of Sidon, his firstborn, and of the Hittites. The Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, God damn. Hivites, Archites, Sinites, Arvadites, Zemarites, and Hamathites. Woo! Later the Canaanite clan scattered, and the borders of Canaan reached from Sidon toward Gerar, whatever, as far as Gaza, and then toward Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim, as far as Lasha. These are the sons of Ham by their clans and languages in their territories and nations. Goodness, can this be the last of these names? Oh my God, can we just go on with the story? What are we getting at? All right, 21. Whew. Sons were also born to Shem, whose older brother was Japheth. Shem was the ancestor of all the sons of Eber. 22. The sons of Shem: Elam, Ashur, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. The sons of Aram: Uz, Hul, Gether, and Meshach. 24. Arphaxad was the father of Shelah, and Shelah the father of Eber. 25. Two sons were born to Eber. One was named Peleg, because in his time the earth was divided. His brother was named Joktan. Joktan was the father of Almodad, Shelef, Hazarmaveth. Jerah, Hadoram, Uzal, Diklah, Obal, Abimael, I don't know, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. Be stroking everybody in his family. 30. The region where they lived stretched from Mesha toward Sephar in the eastern hill country. 31. These are the sons of Shem by their clans and languages in their territories and nations. These are the clans of Noah's sons according to their lines of descent within their nations. From these the nations spread out over the earth after the flood. Chapter 11. Now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves, otherwise we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth. 5. But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. The Lord said, if as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. 7. Let us go down and confuse their language, so they will not understand each other. So the Lord scattered them from there all over the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it was called Babel. Babel, because everybody sounded like they were just babbling. Blah, 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 blah. I get it. Because there the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. This is the account of Shem's family line. 2 years after the flood, when Shem was 100 years old, he became the father of Arphaxad. And after he became the father of Arphaxad, Shem lived 500 years and had other sons and daughters. When Arphaxad lived 35 years, he became the father of Shelah. And after he became the father of Shelah, Arphaxad lived 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Shelah had lived 30 years, he became the father of Eber. And after he became the father of Eber, Shelah lived 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Eber lived 34 years, he became the father of Peleg. And after he became the father of Peleg, Eber lived 430 years and had other sons and daughters. When Peleg lived, they better be coming on to something soon. Goodness gracious. When Peleg had lived 30 years, he became the father of Reu. That's my boy Reu, but it's R-E-U. And after he became the father of Reu, Peleg lived 209 years and had other sons and daughters. When Reu had lived 32 years, he became the father of Serug. And after he became the father of Serug, Reu lived 207 years and had other sons and daughters. What is going on here? Oh my God. 22. When Serug had lived 30 years, he became the father of Nahor. And after he became the father of Nahor, Serug lived 200 years and had other sons and daughters. When Nahor lived 29 years, he became the father of Terah. And after he became the father of Terah, Nahor lived 119 years and had other sons and daughters. After Terah had lived 70 years, he became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Oh my God. Here we go. 27. This is the account of Terah's family line. Terah became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran became the father of Lot, L-O-T. While his father Terah was still alive, Haran died in Ur of the Chaldeans, in the land of his birth. Abram and Nahor both married. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, S-A-R-A-I. Something in my eye. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai. And the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah. Literally milk and A-H at the end. She was the daughter of Haran, the father of both Milcah and Iscah. Now Sarai was childless because she was not able to conceive. Terah took his son Abram, his grandson Lot, son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, the wife of his son Abram, and together they said, y'all look, forgive me, the commas and stuff in here, crazy. They're not using them right. It's messing me up. Anyway, the wife of his son Abram, and together they set out from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to Canaan. But When they came to Haran, however you say it, they settled there. Terah lived 205 years, and he died in Haran. 12, chapter 12. The Lord said to Abram, "Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all people on earth will be blessed through you." And this Lord God back then showed favor to quite a few people in his day, in this day. God, I thought God didn't favor nobody. I thought it was like everybody loved equally. Anyway, verse 4. So Abram went as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he set out from Haran. He took his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, all the possessions they had accumulated, and the people they had acquired in Haran, and they set out for the land of Canaan, and they arrived there. Abram traveled through the land as far as the site of the great tree of Moreh at Shechem, or Shechem, Shechem. At that time, the Canaanites were in the land. The Lord appeared to Abram and said, "To your offspring I will give this land." So he built an altar there to the Lord who had appeared to him. From there he went on toward the hills east of Babel and pitched his tent, with Babel on the west and Ai on the east. Ai is Ai. There he built an altar to the Lord and called on the name of the Lord. Then Abram set out and continued toward Negev. Verse 10. There was a famine. I'm going to say that. There was a famine in the land, and Abram went down to Egypt to live there for a while because the famine was severe. As he was about to enter Egypt, he said to his wife Sarai, "I know what a beautiful woman you are." I know what a beautiful woman you are. That was game he put on his wife. Okay. "When the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'This is his wife.' Then they will kill me, but will let you live. Say, are you my sister? Say you are my sister." Focus is already leaving me. I'm sorry. "Say you are my sister, so that I will be treated well for your sake, and my life will be spared because of you." When Abram came to Egypt, the Egyptians saw that Sarai was a very beautiful woman. He wasn't lying. And when Pharaoh's officials saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh, and she was taken into his palace. He treated Abram well for her sake, and Abram acquired sheep and cattle, male and female donkeys, male and female servants, and camels. But the Lord inflicted serious diseases on Pharaoh and his household because of Abram's wife Sarai. So Pharaoh summoned Abram. "What have you done to me?" he said. "Why didn't you tell me she was your wife? How did you find out she was your wife, first of all? Why did you say she is my sister so that I took her to be my wife? Now then, here is your wife. Take her and go." The Pharaoh gave orders about Abram to his men, and they sent him on his way with his wife and everything he had. So Abram went, this is chapter 13. So Abram went up from Egypt to the Negev with his wife and everything he had, and Lot went with him. Abram had become very wealthy in livestock and in silver and gold. From the Negev, he went from place to place until he came to Bethel, to the place between Bethel and Ai, where his tent had been earlier, and where he had first built an altar, where Abram called on the name of the Lord. There's a period there. It should have been a comma. Like, this is what I'm saying. Uh, Now Lot, who was moving about with Abram, also had flocks and herds and tents. But the land could not support them while they stayed together, for their possessions were so great that they were not able to stay together. And quarreling arose between Abram's herders and Lot's, the Canaanites and Perizzites, Z's, Perizzites, Perizzites. The Canaanites and Perizzites were also living in the land at that time. So Abram said to Lot, let's not have any quarreling between you and me, or between your herders and mine, for we are close relatives. Is not the whole land before you? Is not the whole land before you? Let's part company. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left. Verse 10. Lot looked around and saw that the whole plain of the Jordan toward Zoar, Zoar, was well watered, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt. In parentheses, it says, this was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. Verse 11. So Lot chose for himself the whole plain of the Jordan and set out toward the east. The two men parted from company. Abram lived in the land. Abram lived in the land of Canaan, while Lot lived among the cities of the plain and pitched his tents near Sodom. 13. Now the people of Sodom were wicked and were sinning greatly against the Lord. People of Sodom. The Lord said to Abram, after Lot had parted from him, look around from where you are, to the north and south, to the east and west. All the land that you see I will give to you and your offspring. 16. I will make your offspring like the dust of the earth, so that if anyone could count the dust, then your offspring could be counted. That's a lot of people. Go walk through the length and breadth of the land, for I am giving it to you. 18. So Abram went to live near the great trees of Mamre, M-A-M-R-E, at Hebron, where he pitched his tents. There he built an altar to the Lord. Chapter 14. At the time when Amraphel, A-M-R-A-P-H-E-L, Amraphel, at the time when Amraphel was king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar. Here we go with the words. Kedor, this is a good one. Kedorlaomer, Kedorlaomer. That is the word. Kedorlaomer, king of Elam, and title king of Goyim. These kings went to war against Bera, king of Sodom, Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, Shember, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela. In parentheses, it says that is Zoar, close parentheses. Verse 3, all these latter kings joined forces in the valley of Siddim. That is the Dead Sea Valley. Okay, whatever. For 12 years they had been subject to Kedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Kedorlaomer and the kings allied with him went out and defeated the Rephaites in Ashtaroth, Karnaim. The Zuzites in Ham, the Emites in Sheva, in Sheveh Kirathaim, and the Horites in the hill country of Seir, as far as El Paran near the desert. Then they turned back and went to Mishpat, that is Kadesh, and they conquered the whole territory of the Amalekites, as well as the Amorites who were living in the Hazazon, Tamar. It's words and names killing me. Proceed. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela marched out and drew up their battle lines in the valley of Siddim against Kedorlaomer, king of Elam, Tidal, king of Goyim, Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Elisar. 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of tar pits, and when the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, some of the men fell into them, and the rest fled to the hills. The 4 kings seized all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their food. Then they went away. They also carried off Abram's nephew Lot and his possessions, since he was living in Sodom. 13. A man who had escaped came and reported this to Abram, the Hebrew. So now we're calling him the Hebrew. A man who had escaped came and reported this to Abram, the Hebrew. Okay, whatever. Now Abram was living near the great trees of Mamre, the Amorite, a brother of Eshcol and Aner, all of whom were allied with Abram. When Abram heard that his relative had been taken captive, he called out to the 318 trained men born in his household, and went in pursuit as far as Dan. During the night, Abram divided his men to attack them, and he routed them, pursuing them as far as Hobah, north of Damascus. He recovered all the goods and brought back his relative Lot and his possessions, together with the women and the other people. After Abram returned from defeating Kedorlaomer and the kings allied with him, the king of Sodom came out to meet him in the valley of Shaveh, that is the king's valley. 18. Then this is another one. Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God Most High, and he blessed Abram, saying, Blessed be Abram by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, and praise be to God Most High, who delivered your enemies into your hand. Then Abram gave him a tenth of everything. So I guess Abram gave this king of Salem guy a tenth of everything. I don't know. The king of Sodom said to Abram, Give me the people and keep the goods for yourself. But Abram said to the king of Sodom, With raised hand I have sworn an oath to the Lord God, Most High, creator of heaven and earth, that I will accept nothing belonging to you, not even a thread or the strap of a sandal, so that you will never be able to say, I made Abram rich. I will accept nothing but what my men have eaten, and the share that belongs to the men who went with me to Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them have their share. I think I'm going to keep going. Chapter 15. After this, The word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision. Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield, your your very great reward. But Abram said, Sovereign Lord, what can you give me since I remain childless and the one who will inherit my estate is ugh, Eliezer, Eliezer of Damascus? And Abram said, you have given me no children, so a servant in my house will hold no focus leave him. So a servant in my household will be my heir. Uh, verse 4. Then the word of the Lord came to him, this man will not be your heir, but a son who is your own flesh and blood will be your heir. He took him outside and said, look up at the sky and count the stars. If indeed you can count them, then he said to him, so shall your offspring be. Abram believed the Lord, and he credited it to him as righteousness. He also said to him, I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to take possession of it. But Abram said, Sovereign Lord, how can I know that I will gain possession of it? So the Lord said to him, bring me a heifer, a goat, and a ram, each 3 years old, along with a dove and a young pigeon. 10. Abram brought all these to him, cut them in two, and arranged the halves opposite each other. The birds, however, he did not cut in half. Then birds of prey came down on the carcasses, but Abram drove them away. As the sun was setting, Abram fell into a deep sleep. And a thick and dreadful darkness came over him. Then the Lord said to him, know for certain that for 400 years your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and that they will be enslaved and mistreated there. But I will punish the nation they serve as slaves, and afterward they will come out with great possessions. You, however, will go to your ancestors in peace and be buried at a good old age. In the 4th generation your descendants will come back here, for the sin of the Amorites has not yet reached its full measure. I feel like this is saying something. Anyway, 17. When the sun had set and darkness has fallen, a smoking fire pot with a blazing torch appeared and passed between the pieces. On that day the Lord made a covenant with Abram and said, to your descendants I give this land from the Wadi, W-A-D-I, of Egypt to the great river, the Euphrates, the land of the Kenites, Kenizzites, Cadmonites, Hittites, Perizzites, Rephaites, Amorites, Canaanites, Girgashites, and Jebusites. Oh my God. Bruh. I'm gonna break it there. Bruh. That's all I can say. All them names. Whoo! I don't want to do that one ever again. Chapter 10 through 15. Bruh. I don't want to do that ever again, bruh. Like, oh my God. I don't even know how to go back on this. Okay, so there was so many people, and Abram's name is the only one that I can think of. Abram and Lot. Abram, they went somewhere because the Lord told him to go there, told Abram to go there. Lot went with him. And somewhere along the way, their people started beefing, and Abram suggested that they split ways. And somewhere along the, afterwards, I guess, Lot and his people got like ambushed or something, and Abram had to go help. and it's too much. It's just, oh my God, we will not go through this again. Never again. Whew. We're gonna leave it there. We're gonna start again. Chapter 16. Hopefully we'll get something out of that. And yeah. So that's it. I don't even, excuse me. I don't even have I don't have a reaction or nothing for that. It's just a story about Abram and Lot and how they came to where they are right now before chapter 16. And we gon' take it up from there. So like, comment, subscribe, like always. You know how we do. And yeah, we're gonna see you on the next episode, baby. Peace.